Welcome back. I'm Paul, and today is Sunday, so it's time to go through the 12-pound barrel and see how things are looking in there. Looks about the same as normal. We've got all kinds of good stuff in there, some amethyst and some rose quartz and blue tiger eye and a few other little random things that we've got going on. A big piece of white quartz. I did make some room to roll some different stuff in my 3-pound barrel, so I ended up putting some things that were in a couple of my 3-pound barrels into the 12-pounder just to make some room and to get some other things started on that. So there are a few different things in there than what we had in there last week. So a lot of different stuff. I got some polychrome jasper I've been working on, and I had just a few pieces left in a barrel, trying to finish up all that to move it to the next stage, and it wasn't enough to fill the barrel, so I just ended up throwing it in here to finish up the last few pieces I have. And I did the same with some of the blue tiger eye as well. Alright, some of that petrified wood that we cut up, looking nice. There's our last basket. A lot of little pieces of broken up petrified wood. Maybe we'll pull some of those out and just get them into the lotto with a batch. I like to save all that stuff and throw it in our jars for our littles. So we'll go through this and see what's ready to move on, and we'll take a look at what we're going to put back in when we get done going through it. That was tough. Alright, so I've gone through everything, and we've got a few pieces of rose quartz and a few littles of the petrified wood. The petrified wood, certain kinds of it seem like they break up, especially when you cut it. There's a lot of fractures in a lot of the petrified wood I've had, and a lot of little chips have broken off, but they're all smoothed out and ready to move on to the next stage. So nothing too exciting this week. Not as much ready as I thought we might have ready to move on. But we've got our 2 big pieces of petrified wood that we've been rolling for a few weeks now, and they're both looking really good. Still really excited about these pieces, hoping they turn out nice. They've both got a lot of nice features to them, and they're probably going to end up in our, at least one of them will end up in our favorites jar, and we'll see, maybe one of them will end up being a gift or something like that. So those are going pretty good. And we've got our big piece of white quartz, and there's the one spot that was dirty, and if you look, you can almost see the shadow in there, that I think there's more stuff in there that we're going to expose. So we may not get that out of there, but there are just a couple of little spots over here that I'm thinking we will get those smoothed out a little bit more, and we'll be ready to move it on whether that dark spot is gone or not, because I really like how nice and bright white that is. That's really cool. And then one of the barrels that I put in here I was just trying to clean up some of the other barrels I have rolling, and I had just a few pieces of polychrome jasper going in there, and this is one of my favorite pieces out of our load of polychrome that we've got going on. But it has one little spot on it that I'm hoping will come out in a week. So we're gonna roll that one more week. And then I've got this banded rock that I'm unsure of what it is. Something we found, but it's shaping up really nice. And some of the other things I found were really soft and they wore down really fast and they wouldn't take a polish, but this feels right, and it's not rounding down too fast. So I think it's going to be nice when it finally gets ready. And this is one of our pieces of petrified wood that we cut up, one of the ones that have the really cool lines in it. I'm really liking this stuff, but it still has quite a ways to go before I'll be ready to move it on to the next stage. And we also have our large piece of Arizona petrified wood with all the reds and yellows, and almost has like a purple look to some of the areas. I think it's going to be really cool. It's definitely got some work left on it, but it's starting to round down pretty good. So we've got all that going on, but this week we had a failure. We've been rolling this QT12 for right about a year now. I have to go back and look to see exactly when I bought it, but it's been just about a year, and we have a hole in the lid on the rubber. I have been debating on ordering some new lids for a few weeks now, and I just haven't pulled the trigger, and now we have a hole. And I don't want to run it with that hole in it because I'm afraid that now that I have the hole, it's going to spread quickly. And I don't want to mess up the actual metal part of my lid, so because I'm sure you can just order the rubber part because it comes off fairly easy. So we're actually not going to put this back on the tumbler this week because, like I say, I don't want to mess the metal part of the lid up. So we are just going to let it sit and get a lid ordered. And when it comes in, we'll get it back on the tumbler. I don't know how long that'll take, but I'm going to get right on getting one ordered here right now. So we're not going to put anything else back in it. And I also pulled out some of the amethyst last week that I wanted to trim on my saw, and I never got a chance. Been kind of a busy week, so I never got a chance to get the saw out. I'm working on getting a saw that I can run in my garage, and it kind of is self-contained. But the one that I run right now is a tile saw like you would buy at a hardware store, and it makes a mess. So I have to run it outside, and it's kind of a process. So once we get a different saw ordered, hopefully I can do a lot more trimming and cutting, because right now it's just a pain in the butt to trim 3 or 4 rocks to get it all out and set up. So that's kind of in our plans for the future. And then also we're still waiting on our vibratory flat lap that we ordered, and it's been a couple of weeks now, so hopefully we get something in the email about shipping. They said once it's shipped we'll get a confirmation email, and I haven't seen anything yet, so I'm getting impatient, but that's how it goes. So for this week I think we're going to call it there and get some parts ordered. So there isn't a whole lot more to show this week, so thanks for watching.